Hello guys, so today we're going to solve inequalities with interval notation solutions. So here we have three examples and yeah, we're gonna go right into the first one. So here we have negative 4x plus 24, the less than or equal sign, 2x plus 6. So the first thing that we're going to do is see the like terms. Here we have 2x and negative 4x. These two are like terms. So what I'm going to do is subtract 2 on both sides. So this immediately cancels out. So we're left with negative 4 minus 2, which would be equals to negative 6x and then plus 24, the less than or equal sign, plus 6. So now what we're going to do is, again, identify the like terms. Here we have the 24 and the 6. So now what I'm going to do is subtract 24 on both sides. You may be wondering why subtracting. We're subtracting because in front of the x we have the positive sign. So if we have a positive sign in front of an x, it means that we're subtracting. But if we had a negative sign, we would be adding. So yes. So this immediately cancels out. So we're left with 6 minus 24. That would be equals to negative 18. The less than or equal sign, and then we're going to bring down this negative 6x. So what we're going to do now is divide by negative 6 on both sides, which would be equals to x. The less than or equal sign would be flipped, and this would be equals 3. We flip the less than or equal sign because whenever we're multiplying or dividing, we should flip it always. So now, here we go with the interval notation solution. So the first thing we're going to do is graph a number line. And I'm going to draw the number 3 here. So now we're going to draw a closed circle. We need to draw a closed circle because this is inclusive. And we have to go to the right. And this line goes on forever. So the interval notation would be bracket 3, comma, infinity. Remember, we always start with the smallest number. We always start with the smallest number and end with the biggest. And always remember, the infinity sign goes with the parentheses, not with the bracket. So let's go to the next one. So here we have negative 2x minus 5, the less than or equal sign, 3x plus 5. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to see the like terms and subtract them or add them. So here we have 3x and negative 2x. So what I'm going to do is subtract 3x from both sides. This immediately cancels out. So negative 2x minus 3 would be equals to negative 5x. We bring down this negative 5, less than or equals, and the plus 5. So many 5s. So now we're going to see the like terms again. Here we have negative 5 and plus 5. So now what I'm going to do is add 5 on both sides. Why am I adding? Because we see a negative sign in the x. So we're adding. This cancels out, and 5 plus 5 would be equals 10. The less than or equal sign, and then we're going to bring down this negative 5x. So now what I'm going to do is divide by negative 5 on both sides. So 10 divided by negative 5 would be equals to negative 2. We're going to flip the less than or equal sign and an x. So now we're going to do the interval notation. I'm going to write here the negative 2, and this I'm going to write it with a closed circle because this is inclusive. And I'm going to go to the right. Why am I going to the right? Because the x means that it's bigger than the negative 2. So we need a bigger number that is from -2. So this would be -2 and infinity. Infinity would be the biggest number and -2 would be the smallest number. So in interval notation, this would be bracket -2 comma infinity and parentheses. Always remember, go from the smallest number to the biggest number in interval notation. So here we have a difficult, well, I'm just gonna say a different example with a different symbol. This is a non-inclusive, and it's basically the same thing but with different signs. We're going to see the like terms. Here we have 3x and -3x. So what I'm going to do is subtract -3x from both sides. This cancels out. -3 minus 3 would be equals -6x. We're going to bring down the 12 and the plus 6. Now we're going to add 12 on both sides. And this cancels out. 6 plus 12 is equals to 18 and -6x. So now we're going to do, what I'm going to do is divide by -6 on both sides. And 18 divided by -6 would be giving me a -3. So this would be x, flip the sign, and then the the -3, sorry. So now we're going to go with the interval notation. I'm going to graph a number line. I'm going to draw the -3, and here is the difference. I'm not going to write it with a closed circle. I'm going to write it with an open circle, and I'm going to go with the right because here is marking that the x is bigger than the 3. So the interval notation for this would be parentheses -3 comma infinity parentheses. Why parentheses? Because this sign right here is non-inclusive. And that's it for today. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.